Hello everyone, welcome back to more AEW on TEW 2020. We are here at our second ever All Out. And I'm pretty excited for the show. I maybe could have done a little bit better with some of the booking of it, just in terms of actually having angles, but whatever. I just did enough angles to have it not be penalized for too many matches. We start off with our TNT title match, which is probably how I'm going to start off every single mini pay-per-view or proper pay-per-view. Garza Jr. defeats Zack Sabre Jr. and Ricky Starks when Garza pins ZSJ with an El Muertito. So basically what I was kind of thinking for this is that, honestly, for the most part, it's ZSJ versus Ricky Starks. They're going at each other a little bit too much, but Garza, he takes advantage of this. He'll probably stay on the outside for a lot of it. I'll be watching, breaks up a bunch of pins, but eventually he does manage to defeat Zack Sabre Jr. Probably like CSJ gets Ricky Starks into some crazy submission before Garza breaks it up. Starks is incapacitated, hits El Muertito, whatever it is. I probably should find out what some of our movesets actually are. And ends up picking up the win and defending his title. Right after this, Garza's music does play for a while, but it's eventually stopped by Antonio Banks coming up to the ramp. Because I announced that I had a marquee client that I was going to debut here, didn't I? Well, the TNT title division is always a good way to start. I'm about making money. And what better way than to get the network title under my bankroll? And Garza, he's like, what the hell are you talking about? And then he's like, shit, someone's behind me. Turns around, missile dropkick by the debuting Ricochet. Ricochet then smiles, quickly heads up to the top rope, hits Garza with a double rotation moonsault, because that's just something he can do, and Banks enters the ring very slowly. He raises Ricochet's hand, and his lovely pronounces, ladies and gentlemen, my marquee client, Trevor Man Ricochet, is all elite. Ricochet, oh boy, his microphone skill is up. Very excited to have Ricochet on board, incredible in-ring worker. That said, not the biggest person that... Okay, second person isn't going to be debuting today, but I do have another person who is on roster now. That's going to be a very big debut in... I believe his contract begins in 2 weeks. But you'll see who that is. Then, Shida and Mayu Iwatani defeat Jay and Tay, as well as Viperous and Ford. After they defeat... so first they eliminated Viperous and Ford, then Jay and Tay. Viperous was the weak link. Unsurprisingly, Mayu in 81. I forgot to do the pre-show battle royales. Oh well. Kana and Lady a 94 for Kana. Holy hell. Kana carrying this match. Obviously defeats Bernice. No surprise there. But a 94 performance for Kana. Bernice, a respectable 33 for someone who hasn't even been in the company or hasn't even been in the wrestling business for a year, and is a regen. 71 rated match, very good. And then Kana, despite the very decisive win, helps Bernice up to her feet. She whispers something to Bernice before walking away, and the Queen's Court soon help Bernice out as her legs give out from beneath her, because she did just get her ass kicked in 8 minutes. I'm imagining that this is kind of not necessarily like a glorified squash match, but it is probably 75% Kana offense. Bernice, she managed to get some of her hits in, but it's mainly Kana's in charge, and it's very clear from the start, probably very clear from even once Bernice was announced as the #1 contender, that Kana was going to win this match, so yeah. After this, Darby Allin defeats Ace Austin. It means that Darby will never join the Inner Circle. Very, very good match. They have great chemistry. Fantastic. Ace Austin actually surprising me by scoring a 79. I'm pretty sure that was better than Devitt's first few scores. Yes, Ace has a ton of momentum on his side. Going to drop off a little bit because of Darby Allin now picking up a win, but it shouldn't be too bad because Darby Allin, huge I mean, he was off his game, still scored a 77 match rating. Very, very good. Great chemistry shown in their performance. After this, Jake Hager defeats Chris Bay. This is a match that happened. Then, our tag team title match, as the Vision continue their hot run, defeating the Lucha Bros, when Lance Archer pins Phoenix with the Powerbomb Meteora, and the Vision, their third proper defense, they've defeated Midnight Dynamite, they've defeated the Young Bucks, now they've defeated the Lucha Bros. And very good performances by everyone. 81 rating, fantastic match. Our lowest is a 79, and that's a 79 for someone who's like 43 years old. That's still really good. I mean, 80s all around. This is just a very solid match. I'm happy with it. After this, Maki Ito picks up the win over Ashley Flair with a DDT. Ashley was not happy about losing, by the way. Ashley Flair is visibly pissed about this loss. Probably a little bit of shoot element in that. Quickly, the Queen's Court, Christina and Lydia rush the ring and begin to beat down Maki. However, Abaddon and Chris Statlander soon come to make the save, chasing off the Queen and her court. Maki, despite being very beaten up, she's probably laying up against the turnbuckle in hopefully as uncomfortable position as possible. Flips off Ashley Flair and the Queen's Court as the Queen's Court back off to backstage. Maki Ito, I honestly think she'll be one of the bigger faces in our women's division. Honestly, considering the stakes of this match, she's probably boosted herself above Shida in popularity. Shida been on a little bit of a cold run since Kana came into the company. But now that we have Maki, yeah. Well, now that we have Kana, Shida kind of been pushed aside. We still got a lot of people to build up. I'm going to, again, I say this every time. I'm going to try to do a little bit better with my storylines, get more people involved, more undercard stories, having, I think, Antonio Banks and the Bankroll involved. That'll be a big one, because we'll have, you know, someone with 80-some mic helping out a bunch of unimportant talents. We have, I could probably sign some more veterans just to pick up losses, some recognizable, well-known veterans, pick up losses to some unimportant people who are easy to work with. But Ashley Flair was not one of those people that was easy to work with, but too bad. In our Legends match, Chris Jericho defeats Jeff Hardy with a Codebreaker. Matt Hardy was at ringside helping out his brother Nero. But Chris Jericho, Jeff Hardy, I'm sure this was a pretty good match, despite them both being, Jeff would be 43, Jericho's, I believe, 51 at this point. Very good match for some very good veterans. After this, I'm disappointed by that match rating. Samoa Joe defeats Cody Rhodes with a Coquina Clutch in 2 minutes. Joe absolutely dominating Cody. And medical staff quickly rush the ring as Joe just kind of sits, you know, he's staring at the unconscious body of Cody, and there's a smile on his face. He's very proud of what he's done. Cody is stretchered out. Joe gets up and leaves. Really? I'm incredibly disappointed by that. Devitt does defeat Kenny Omega with the double knee gutbuster, reaches a 79 rating. Devitt with a 92, Devitt with a 93, Omega with a 92, but the match only scores a 79. What were our penalties? Really low heat commentary. Billy actually did pretty good work. That match saddens me. 2 of our best performances of all time, 2 of our best performers that we have in the company, and they only score a 79. Very disappointed. And Kenny is laying in the middle of the ring, and Kota Ibushi walks out. He's from backstage. Devitt, he stares him down. He keeps eye contact with Ibushi this entire time. You know, he's looking at him. He's like, alright, I have my eye on you. You know, Kota's a very good worker. And but he doesn't make a move. He's notably might even be backing up, possibly like leaning back up against the turnbuckles. You know, he's just watching this happen. He's not making a move towards attacking Kota. He's not going to attack Kenny. Devitt, he's definitely a tweener. Bankroll, right now they're acting as heels, but they're definitely tweeners as well. But Devitt, his group, they're very much, you know, they're heel-leaning tweeners. Yes, they'll do some cheap tactics, but they're more about, hey, everyone else is doing cheap tactics, so we might as well do that as well. But eventually, Kota, he's talking to Kenny for a little bit, and he helps. Kota helps Kenny up, and Devitt, he finally gets off on the turnbuckles, and he also helps Kenny backstage after the very hard-fought match that should have gotten a lot better rating, but apparently not. 79. I'm still really disappointed about that. 79 rating? Oh well. Brutality Inc. then defeats the Best Friends when Pac pins Orange Cassidy with a 630 senton with a 92 rating. We're getting some really, really good ratings in terms of just matches, just individual ratings. We've had a 94 from Khan, we've had a 92 here from Pac, 93 and 92 from Devitt and Omega respectively. We've had really good performances, it's just they haven't clicked fully for the show. It's very disappointing. But I will be honest, I'll fully admit my booking these past few weeks has been a little bit iffy, to say the least, but oh well. After this, Pac immediately demands a kendo stick, and he gets one from Killer Kelly. Heyman rushes up with a mic, and he yells for Pac to stop, but his path is blocked by Dijak. Pac is ready to bash Orange Cassidy's head in when Hiromu Takahashi slips into the ring, ready to stop Pac, but the Hit Squad are ready for this. They take down Takahashi, and they're very knowingly going for headshots. Killer Kelly also hands Pac a mic, and Pac just quickly says, "You're not worth my time, Hiromu." He just kind of lazily lobs the mic at Takahashi's head, probably even bumps up with a little bit of a comedic effect. Pac, very good at actually playing the straight man to a comedy character, but whatever. And then he also proceeds to show that he's more than just a straight man, he's also a lunatic, and bashes the back of Cassidy's neck with a kendo stick, just one time, drops the kendo stick, leaves, and Brutality Inc. follow him as he goes. Aww. Cage match. Kota Ibushi is your new AEW World Champion. They don't have much chemistry, which is a shame. But still a 79, that's fine by me. I'm really disappointed in the show, honestly. Like, I shouldn't be disappointed for an 80, but I am. That Devitt vs. Kenny, that probably should have been, an 85, a 90, something like... Yeah, that should have been a 90, honestly. Maybe even higher than that. Yeah, they don't have great chemistry, but, like, that should have been 90, 95, maybe? Kota versus MJF, a little bit disappointed by that as well. That, I feel like that should have gone to maybe an 80-something. But, of course, chemistry issues, that's, I never checked for the chemistry there. Bit of a shame on that, but whatever. Vision versus Lucha Bros, match of the night. I mean, our tag team division is fantastic. And it's only going to keep getting better as I find more surprisingly good chemistry, but story-wise, I'm okay with this. Ratings-wise, I'm individual ratings-wise, very, very happy with this. Again, a 94 from Kana, a 92 from Pac, and a 92 from Kenny. Get a 93 from Omega. I mean, having 4 people in the 90s for ratings is fantastic, considering that we're only 71 pop, I believe. Yes, we are using no style, so it is more based off of the in-ring work, and all 4 of those people are amazing in-ring. Still, I'm the most disappointing 80 you'll ever see, but that's neither here nor there. Next time, I think, I will not promise this, but I think I'm going to have a State of the Universe. See how things are going, roughly a year in. Year and 1 month. It's close enough. Year into the save, and we'll see how stories go for the next quarter of AEW.